what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. I've got a couple of interesting stories for you guys today. The first story that I've got for you guys today, kind of an interesting comment left on an Arnold post, left by Jay Cutler in tagging Phil Heath and then CC Tahani Rambod about the $500,000 prize money increase for next year. So again, kind of opening this door to what kind of attention this draws to the Arnold. Could this draw athletes out of retirement, including Phil Heath? Then the Arnold says in their caption, "Are you sure you guys haven't gotten one more in you?" Then they tag both Jay Cutler and Phil Heath. I mean, $500,000 is quite a bit of money. And I guess I should preface that by saying Phil has never officially announced his retirement, but he's been away for a while. Now, I don't know if I necessarily believe that Phil would come back and do the Arnold, but it's a fun thing to think about, and it's a fun thing to speculate on. But what I do think is that this amount of prize money is going to draw a lineup for next year's Arnold. I think that's going to surprise a lot of people. I don't know if that means people coming out of retirement. I don't know if that means people from the Olympia that typically don't do the Arnold, like Olympia winners, Derek Lunsford, for example. Nick Walker's another guy. Michael Krizo, Andrew Jacked. And the interesting thing about the Arnold, and that's why I mentioned this retirement or retired bodybuilders type of thing, is the Arnold is an invitational. It's very different from the Olympia in that sense. The Arnold invites who they want to compete in each division. So they could invite, in theory, anybody. They could send Phil an invitation if they wanted to. They could send Jay an invitation if they wanted to, and they could, and I know Jay's a little bit more of an extreme example, but it's really up to the Arnold who they invite, and then it's just up to the athlete whether they say yes or no. There's no, qualification process. There's nothing like that. If they want you, they invite you. And I think this increase in prize money means they're probably going to invite a very elite group of guys for next year's Arnold Classic, and they're hoping this prize money is enticing enough to get them there. I just have a feeling people will be surprised by the quality of next year's lineup. And Hadi even already said he'll be back next year. But this brings up another point of discussion. I've seen a lot of people talking about this today on the Buys and Tries Instagram page. There are two female competitors, one of them being Iris Kyle, one of them being Sarah Villegas. Sarah is the women's physique Olympia champ, and Iris Kyle, arguably one of the most dominant, if not the most dominant, female competitive bodybuilder of all time. So we'll start with the first post here, the Sarah Villegas post, which I think got the most inflammatory response in the comment section. So before I read it, the premise of both posts by Sarah and Iris are addressing the $500,000 prize money, taking shots at Arnold for increasing the prize money, but not adding their divisions to the Arnold lineup, women's bodybuilding and women's physique. So Sarah's post, the quote here, "You don't earn your stripes by just throwing in extra dollars for Men's Open. You start with inclusion. Start with using your platform to support every IFBB category," and then tags Arnold. It's never too late to do the right thing. Then the full post says, "Increasing the prize money for Open is definitely applaudable and deserves recognition, but it does not change the fact that the Arnold Sports Festival continues to exclude all women's muscle categories," which I do want to point out is not true. This is one of the things where I don't understand why the Arnold continues to get this criticism. They have 3 women's divisions and 3 men's divisions. It's perfectly equal. There's men's physique, classic physique, men's open bodybuilding. There's bikini, there's wellness, and there's the women's fitness division. So I do feel like there's this narrative of excluding women from the Arnold that keeps getting brought up that I just don't understand. There's 3 divisions of men, 3 divisions of women. And as you can see in the comments of Sarah's post, not a lot of people agreeing with her. And I don't even think we need to have this conversation where people compare the popularity of divisions, because I think that's typically the conversation that this goes to, is people saying, well, bodybuilding and classic physique are far more popular, sell more tickets, live streams, etc., than the women's divisions. I don't think we even need to go to that conversation because I think it gets a little bit disrespectful sometimes. But I think the thing that the basis of this is it's not exclusive. There's 3 men's, 3 women's. But more importantly, as I mentioned earlier, the Arnold Classic is an invitational. They invite who they want to their divisions, and they invite the divisions that they want. That's all there is to it. End of the day, no promoter in the IFBB has any rule or requirement to have every division. It's up to the promoters which divisions they want at their show, and that's it. Arnold is putting on the show. He's putting up the money. He sets the whole thing up. It's his show. He's able to pick who he has at the show. It's that simple. And again, it's 50-50. There's 3 men's and 3 women's. Excluding the Olympia, there's almost no shows that include every single division. In fact, I believe it was Terrence Ruffin who made this point in the comment section. Let's go over to Iris Kyle's post. So hers was a little bit longer, but the quote here was, "It is disheartening to witness a glare of oversight in one of the prestigious events in our industry. I call on everyone within our community and beyond to recognize the importance of inclusivity, equality, and support for women in sports." And again, I would say Arnold is not excluding women here. There's 3 men's divisions and 3 women's. It's 50-50. So again, I just don't understand this equality thing. Arnold has no obligation whatsoever to have every single division at his show. He's not the IFBB. He's Arnold. It's his show. It's whatever he wants to be there. There's no rules. Promoters can have who they want. And this is a good point that is pointed out by Terrence in the comments of this particular post. Terrence says, "I get wanting to do a show because it's the Arnold, but the IFBB has 2 shows that no pro male athletes can compete at. The Rising Phoenix and Triple Dynasty, ran by 3 female legends in the sport. Honestly, I think highlighting the prestige in those divisions would be an awesome idea. Sid has more Olympia wins than Arnold does now. Give her some respect and support. If women want more opportunity, then give those ladies the support they deserve. Why can't there be a show for women equal to the Arnold?" Now, I think the beginning of his comment is the main point here, is there's already shows in the IFBB that are set up only for women. I don't believe there's a single show in the IFBB that only men competitors are allowed to compete at. There's only shows that are exclusively for women. So when you talk about the equality, there are lots of opportunities for female athletes within the IFBB. And again, Arnold is not the organization, the IFBB. He's Arnold. He puts on his own show. It's part of the IFBB, but it's not the IFBB. And the other point too is at the Olympia, the biggest show in all of the IFBB, actually in fact has more women's divisions than men's. At the biggest show in the IFBB, you've got bikini, figure, physique, fitness, women's bodybuilding, and wellness. That's 6 female categories. For the men's, there's men's physique, there's men's classic physique, there's men's open bodybuilding, and there's 212. So that's 4 men's divisions to 6 women's. Now, there also is a wheelchair bodybuilding division for each gender, which would put it at 5 men's divisions to 7 women's divisions. So again, I don't think we need to have this debate and get like disrespectful and say these, like, diminish the women's division and say, well, men's bodybuilding is more popular, men's classic physique is more popular. I think it comes down to, it almost looks like there's way more opportunities for women's athletes in the IFBB than there are for men. There's women's only shows. There's more women's divisions overall. So I would pose the question to you guys, what's wrong with the second biggest show in bodybuilding shortening their show a little bit and having 3 men's and 3 women's, perfectly equal number of divisions? And again, same thing as the Olympia, there's a wheelchair division for each gender, so that would put it 4-4. So to me, I just don't get why the Arnold gets all this criticism, because again, no disrespect to any of these female competitors. They all are obviously really hardworking athletes. They're great champions. But I think this criticism just comes off kind of disingenuous, especially when you throw in words like Arnold is being exclusive to people. Or I think the most absurd part that a lot of people took issue with was in Sarah's post saying that Arnold needs to earn his stripes by bringing back women's physique and figure. But let me know where you guys stand on this debate in the comments down below. I'm actually going to do a poll. I'm going to put a poll in the community tab of my channel where you guys can go vote. So I'm not just speaking for you guys. I gave you guys my opinion. I'm going to put a poll. Do you think the Arnold should bring back women's figure, physique, and female bodybuilding and 212? Or do you prefer how it is now less divisions and more prize money for the divisions that Arnold likes the best or feels is the most important or feels are the most popular divisions. And that poll is live right now on my channel, so you guys can let the record show what the fans think as far as this whole situation. Now, the final story that I've got for you guys today is something that a lot of people have been wondering about, and that is, who is Samson Dowda's next coach going to be? So Samson answered that question on Instagram today. He actually says his wife is going to be the one prepping him and peaking him for the Arnold UK, and he says that she was actually the one that helped him during peak week for Romania and Prague. But he says that right now, as far as who his next actual coach is going to be, he has no idea. He has no plans. And after the Arnold UK, he said he's going to take a bit of a break and take kind of a holiday to decide that type of stuff. So I'm going to roll exactly what he said here, so it's not taken out of context, and end with that. So hope you guys like the video, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And here's Samson's comments as far as what he's doing as far as coaching is concerned.
All right. One of the questions, I know that I'm going to get shitloads in tomorrow's Q&A, so I might as well answer it now. Arnold Classic, peak week next week. What are we doing about it? Who's taking me into the show? The person that's taking me into the show is right there for next week, you know. And if those people are wondering, you know, Mel, basically, she picked me for both Romania last year and Prague. She was the one who did the pick for those two shows. So this one for her, she's done it before recently. So she's going to be doing Arnold Classic for me next week, you know. So I just want to answer that here and thereabouts. In terms of which I'm going to get shitloads of questions, and I've already seen them flooded my DMs already. Everybody's asking, man, who's going to be my next coach? Who's going to be? We have no idea. We just not even thinking, nowhere. Look, I don't know about you guys, man. You know what? When you're with somebody for a long time, you're emotionally involved with that person. It's a relationship. It's not a professional relationship. It's a full-on relationship. And when you're no longer with that person, those emotions are still there. The last thing you think after that is, okay, who am I going to... Honestly, you got it. Come on, man. You need some time. And for us is, we just want to get the show over next week, and we want to take that time to freaking let the dust settle and let us fucking calm down and relax and get to a state of mind where we relax, and then we can think about what our next move will be. So right now there's right now the last last time right now, as Mel just said, but we're not in a clear mind to make any kind of decision about that, you know, going forward. So please, those people, I mean, I've got shitloads of DMs about recommendations and stuff like that. Please respect that enough to just like let us make our own time, make it our own mind. Let's think that's the dust settle bits. And you know what, man, it hurts. I ain't gonna lie, it hurts. You know, it's fact, it hurts. And you know, it does feel like you lost somebody. It's not getting away with that. It does feel like you lost somebody in your life, even though you haven't. You're still friends with them. You still chat to them. Everything's still cool, but you're not with them in that same way. So you're gonna feel a little bit of that loss, and you need time. You need time, and that's what we're just saying, man. We need time, and we need to sort of have a clear head to go into this show first, and then take a break and take some time before we then decide what we're gonna do from there. But right now, we have no interest in. The last thing I'm ever gonna do is jump from one coach and then the next following week, because I got a show, jumping with the next one. That would be the worst decision ever, and I just can't do it. Even just for the sheer part of respect, I wouldn't do it anyway. You know, I'd rather skip the show, lose, or do whatever than to do that just for pure fact of respect. So I'm sorry if you guys don't get it. For those of people that do, thank you. For those that don't get it, well, I can't do anything about that. But just for the pure part of respect, I wouldn't do that anyway. So those of you that know that Mel prepped me for years in the past. She got me picked out for those two shows last year. So she's going to be there to pick me up on the Arnold Classic next week. And then we're going to take some time off, have a break, have a holiday, have some chill time. Relax, chill over, and then think about what we're going to do going forward. So that's the plan as of now regarding that.
All right, guys, don't forget to click that like button and subscribe to this channel if you enjoy the content. Also, check out my Instagram at NICKS&P. my Facebook page, which is simply Nick Strength and Power, my secondary YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Vlogs, for vlogs and bonus content that you will not see on this channel, and consider subscribing to my third YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Pokemon, which is all things Pokemon and trading card games, completely unrelated to this channel. So if you're into that, give that one a look. And all links to merchandise and social media will be in the description box below. If you guys want a Nick Strength and Power t-shirt, that will be in the Shopify link below. Have a great day.